5. We got a full table tonight. We got myself, Zixxsa. We also got ArcaneKaze, DreadJoker, and we got the Ghost Drake himself. Sound off, Ghost Drake.
No, I got feeling. BlackTig, we live.
That's right. Y'all may not know this guy, but he's one of the first Drakes. I've known him for a long time, and he's finally here on the podcast. And this will probably be his last episode after this because he's currently busy.
I give it like 3 months.
3 months.
Once a season, I could do that.
Once a season.
Yeah, and then once at the end of the season.
Once at the end of the
Yeah,
season.
once at the end of the season. There we go.
All right.
The BlackTig special at the end of each Bancho beatdown.
Exactly.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you've been
I'm
missing
not
a
gonna be able
lot,
to talk about it.
Missing a lot.
He's like, I don't know who won or what the placements
I don't know
are,
shit
but
about it.
Don't even know what.
But I heard it was good.
I don't even know what the new mat looked like. Swear to God.
Oh yeah, Dad. We passed the last match I seen was the Digimon match.
We got one of them coming up pretty soon, but I don't want to spoil it for the people at home. So,
oh man, is
yeah.
it Gatomon? It better be
the
Gatomon.
Gatomon's not a rookie. All right, so for tonight, I just wanted to talk briefly about our experiences just with store champs and Ultimate Cup and regionals, just for a little bit.
1 second.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let's get it. We got a chat system here, bro. I want to petition Gatomon Matt in the chat.
All right, yeah, that's for the end. I'll say that for the end for you, bro.
All right, cool.
Absolutely. Cool. So
now we can talk about the rest of the shit.
I wanna hear DreadJoker's story of how he took second at store champs with birds. I wanna hear that.
I didn't take second at store champs with birds.
I thought you said you took seconds with birds, bro.
That wasn't me. That was somebody else.
Oh shit. I was heavily impressed. I thought you just was like, yeah, I'm gonna dust off my deck.
I wish I had birds. Birds seems like a very fun deck, but I don't own birds. It's not blue.
Damn, I was wrong. I thought you said, yeah, well, I just came out of retirement real quick, stop busting motherfuckers in Shadowverse Evolve, and I stopped busting motherfuckers with birds.
that would be wild.
Swear to God. I swear to God. Well, then, somebody top with birds. I mean, bless his heart. My bad. I thought it was you. My fault.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's still a good topic because, if someone's bringing birds to store championships and is doing well with it, it does kind of, doesn't that kind of, reflect, how people are kind of feeling about store champs? Because it used to be just all sweaty decks all the time, but, yeah. I don't know. Without an invite, it's okay, things are a little bit more mellow. Still competitive, but not as sweaty, you know?
Yeah.
Now you can see creative stuff like that, and then now if you just play well enough, it's all right, well, now even this deck can, one that was seen casual or easily to write off, it's okay, well now it's actually rogue possibly. I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but me and Joe like the birds deck.
True.
I also enjoy the birds deck. I just don't own it.
I think birds is red hybrid without the hybrid.
It's the complement of it. It's instead of being able to pop other people's stuff, it's you build up and it's all right, time for me to be deleted, and then honestly, things just get onto the into the battle area for free, and it's oh, okay.
Reverse red hybrid.
Reverse red hybrid.
It's reverse hybrids, yeah.
I can't wait for that new sword to come out, honestly. That new sword look kind of fire. Currently, there's some loot with that in the Garudamon and the option you can do, or you could just keep looping.
14 and 15 are looking pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Especially 15.
Well, you're just saying that because 15's got bugs in it.
I'm so happy for bugs, bro. I'm so happy for Insectoid support. You don't understand. I'm cool.
Which one am I coming back in? I think I'm supposed to come back in 14 or 15? 15 I'm coming back. All right, cool. 15.
Mike, did you see the new Anjouamon? The new Anjouamon Ace? Did you see that jump?
I skimmed it a little bit. I ain't get to go crazy over it yet.
Oh, true.
Because that's more money I got to spend.
Fair enough.
It's all right. It's not till next year. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Perfect.
It's what? I think February next year? March?
February,
somewhere around
March. I think March.
Jeez.
Yeah. Digimon.
It's okay. You can after the podcast, Mike, you could just go back to sleep till February, and then we'll wake you up with a sign.
Honestly.
Cool. That's probably when the next I gotta start saving up for my case now. So I don't think anybody's gonna go in for a case again with me.
I think people are tapped out of cases of Digimon for these foreseeable future.
Yeah.
A lot of people got shafted BT13, so they're not happy about that. Like,
man,
I know Card
BC
Fight.
11, that was in heaven.
I bet you were.
Yeah, you were. And, you were the only
Everybody
one.
else was pissed.
You were the only one. You were sitting there eating. Everybody's like, man, why does Mike get the five course meal? I'm over here with an appetizer.
I mean, it was a good appetizer though, you know.
That joint was scuffed. Yeah, that case was scuffed, bro. It was like
that case was that.
That was an all Mastamon case. I've never seen that before.
That case was scuffed, bro. I mean, I wish I could have really went in on the jump, but the only thing I needed out of there was like Digimons. Not even like I mean, I didn't really need shit out of that jump. Arenas are going down too, so fuck. BT11 sucked. I hate BT11.
Man, BT11 was great. Shut your mouth.
Nah, man, BT11 blew, bro. Like, what good came out of
Angels
BT11?
came back, man.
No.
Wasn't BT11 the one set where it was like they gave us foils for that one set just to scuff the rates, and then it never happened again?
Yeah. And they gave us campaign rares, too. They also gave us campaign rares.
Yeah, okay, that kind of sucks. But
those halts.
we can look past that shit.
I will give BT11 this. That was the most fun I've ever had during like pre-release.
Yeah, so far definitely the best pre-release. I never thought that joining this game, like BT6 and beyond, I'd be able to use a Hexablaumon and a Seraphimon in a pre-release of Digimon for a new set. That was fun.
That was fun as shit. So anybody plan on doing any more regionals coming up? I know there's some in October, November. Anybody's trying to get into that?
Yeah, I'm gonna be. Yeah, I'm about to play on the one October 14th, but I don't think I'll be able to make the one on the 21st.
I'm gonna do that.
And then other than that, I'm playing in the Ultimate Cup on September 2nd.
Okay, man. Oh damn.
All right, good luck to you, bro.
Hey, appreciate it.
Hey man, Mike. It's free, bro. You can win Nats, bro. I mean, you can win regionals, bro. It's free. You just gotta sack the shit out of people, and you're really good at that. Just sack them.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, just sack them. What about you, DreadJoker? Any plans on any regionals or anything?
Nope. I'm sleep on high level events till possibly next year. The fact that they still haven't said where Nats is gonna be is a big turnoff for me, honestly, because it's like, okay, I could go ahead and get my invite, but then I don't know where Nats is till maybe a month ahead of time, and that's just not nearly enough time to prepare.
I got you.
So until they start like announcing the location of Nats in advance, regionals doesn't seem really worth it for me. And until they change Ultimate Cup from the monocolor stuff, it just doesn't. I don't vibe with the monocolor stuff.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't like the monocolor decks.
I mean, I mostly play monocolor decks, but the format is so different than what I'm used to playing that I don't get to practice Ultimate Cup format except for like maybe a few weeks before the Ultimate Cup.
I think they should start rolling out more Ultimate Cup like tournaments just throughout the year, like coincide with the regular tournaments.
I still stand by the fact they should just get rid of Ultimate Cups and just merge the pricing of Ultimate Cup and regionals. Make regionals more worth it for people that don't care for the invite, and get rid of the for fun formats from Ultimate Cup, because these for fun formats aren't actually fun.
Oh, you just don't want any Ultimate Colors at all. You just tired of that shit.
Yeah, honestly, like there's no purpose to having two different circuits, in my opinion. Like, just have Ultimate Cup and regionals. That'll make regionals better pricing wise, and that gets rid of the formats that Bandai clearly asks us what we want. We tell them we want something, and they just take the little note that they wrote it on and just drop it in the trash can.
Yeah, honestly, Hey, people who have been like, can we have more?
He's like, hey guys,
events?
we're taking a poll on what format you want. And as a community, we all are like, yeah, can we just have regular events? Nah.
Another
That's
Ultimate Cup.
That's not what we wanted you to say. So we're just gonna go with monocolor.
Honestly, I remember that day where they did that poll of what tournament people wanted, and a lot of people just said we wanted a regular fucking tournament, and they were like, okay, we got a monocolor tournament coming up. And I was like, what?
everybody's like, yo, who asked for this?
Yo, the person who made that quiz, they were like, oh, okay, the people have spoken. They want to run regular tournaments, and their advisor was like, but what's in those tournaments? I mean, what, they just play Digimon? Mm-hmm. And in Digimon we have colors, right? Yeah. And then each color, it's its own thing, right? Yeah. So really, they want these colors in tournaments on their own, right? Wait, that makes. Wait, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, he just made the step go through for Ultimate Cups. It's like, yep, monocolor tournaments, there it is. And then it was like some wild ass logic there, and I'm like, okay, sure.
Bandai believes in segregation. You didn't hear that from me though.
Dang.
Honestly, though,
it makes sense though. It makes sense.
That's why all the black decks are so strong during Ultimate Cup, bro.
Oh my god.
Moving on. What do you guys bet? Let's place bets right now, bro. Let's place bets right now, bro.
What's gonna win Ultimate Cup?
Nah, fuck that. I don't care about that shit. Place bets on what you think Nats is going to be. I say that shit's going. I want Texas.
It depends on what format Nats is going to be in, because we have no idea when Nats is going to be or where. So we don't know if it's going to be in 14. We don't know if it's going to be in 15. We have nothing.
Got no way to plan. Speaking of which, Carfight King is in the chat. Looking for you, Tig. Man, give him a shout out, Tig. Come on, the biggest fan.
Yo, my man, Carfight King. He's in the building. Check out his YouTube, Twitch, all that good shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Sorry, he don't post there, so you're not missing much if you don't.
Well, damn. Never mind.
All right.
Carfight King has gone in retirement himself when it comes to streaming. So
he said he was going to start doing Digimon mukbang, if I remember right.
Let's not do that and say that we did.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So
next time, let's work on that next time. Let's put a pin in that one.
Let's put a pin in that one. Man, I really want Nats to be in I really want Nats to be in Texas, bro.
Oh, if Nats is in Texas, if they announce Nats in Texas, I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
That actually sounds pretty dope.
I love me some Texas, bro.
I never been to Texas, so I never even been on the West Coast. So I'd rather go to Texas than LA though.
I mean, I can tell you about Texas. It's hot.
It's hot here.
There you go. Not like Texas heat is a whole different heat.
Yeah, Texas heat is different.
It's not like humid. It's like dry or what?
Nah, bro. That heat is some. Yeah, that's fire. That's Satan's grill.
Satan's grill, bro.
Yeah, bro. That's hot. That's how hot it is.
Fucking Satan's grill, Jesus Christ. So you don't want it in Texas. Where would you want it? Where would you guys want it?
Somewhere I can get some debauchery. You know what I'm saying? You know,
like Vegas.
You can get that. Any major city, you could get that.
Hey.
I mean, but like Vegas. Let's see, Louisiana. Well, I just want to go to Louisiana.
I don't know. You want to go to Louisiana because they had that. Oh no!
All right, cool. So Mike's opinion doesn't matter. Next topic.
I mean, dude, because to be honest, I'm done. I've completely fallen out of Digimon. I have not looked at a card in about 2 months.
How did you do that? How did you how did you fall out of Digimon? The game is so good. What made you make that decision?
I'm gonna be honest with you, sir.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
I found other interests.
Okay, what's the other interest? Make it as PG
mostly
as possible.
Women, bro.
Okay.
Like, honestly, it's been mostly
started touching grass.
Yeah, you could say that. You can say that. Oh man, that just brought a whole new meaning to touching grass. By the way.
Stop.
But
stop.
Yeah,
stop. We are live. Stop right there. We are live.
I'm just saying. But like,
I'm not trying to violate TOS. We could stop.
All right,
Next topic.
I'll
right,
bring it
next
back.
time.
I'll
All right,
bring it
next
back.
topic.
It's
So
just with Digimon, you get to with any card game, you get to a point where you get so consumed with it. Everything you're thinking about is just Digimon, Digimon, Digimon. Once you break out of it, man, it's literally like a weight lifted. I remember having to go through my deck just to figure out how the fuck do I beat Spider-Man with a Mastermind deck. It was not going to happen. I can't do anything with the Gallimon deck. So all the changes I made ultimately made my deck worse and still not work against his deck. So it was like, dang, I spent all that time thinking about what the fuck can I do with this deck and I couldn't do shit.
I think Card Fight has some words. He's kind of going off in chat. Clay, if you want to join the stream, you're more than welcome to argue or discuss, I should say, discuss with Tay.
No, argue sounds about right.
That's pretty accurate.
Because Clay's kind of going off. He's saying you ain't
And
practiced.
that's all the Drakes ever do. In case you guys are wondering, we argue in our free time.
Honestly, Clay's saying you ain't practiced. You played the least, man. You some shit. You're saying all types of stuff.
All right, so yeah, I didn't practice, and to be honest, even when I was practicing, Mastermind cannot do anything against a Gallantmon deck, especially a good one.
So you're saying Spider-Man
Your
has
man,
the best Gallimon deck on Earth?
bruh, like his placements with that deck is insane.
You ever try
He
playing a
doesn't
different
have
deck?
too many. Yeah, he's definitely a top player with that deck.
You think you ever try playing a different deck?
Yes,
What
but
deck?
my favorite deck was Mastermind, so I was like, hey.
Fair enough. I don't feel
So like
bad,
I
bro.
could beat him with other decks. But it was meaningless because I couldn't beat him with Mastermind. I could beat almost anybody with a Mastermind deck. Almost anybody.
Almost.
But I couldn't it was like sitting there watching him play when it came to fighting up that Gallimon deck.
I got you. So you're saying Spider-Man Jones's Gallimon deck beat you so bad that you quit Digimon. I got you.
No, I'm not saying that. I got over it. I was put my deck back to the way it was, and it was just like, well, if I gotta face that, it's not too much I can do, but I'm gonna try.
Fair enough.
Which it worked sometimes. One time he bricked so hard it was embarrassing, but it worked out for me.
Yeah, there you go. We take those, right?
Yeah, it's a W is a W.
W is a W. That's absolutely right. So, ArcaneKaze. So where do you think they should have regionals and that's next year? I'm just curious.
Well, let's see. The part of me that wants to save money just wants to say the East Coast, like somewhere in the area or whatever. But like,
you saying Washington D.C.
like,
Convention Center, bro? That's
Yo,
what
for convenience sake.
nah. But like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. The Texas idea, I definitely like personally because I actually like one of my brothers lives in Texas and I haven't got to visit him yet. So if it's anywhere like
family everywhere.
well, he's not by blood. It's like he's my best friend, but I call him my brother.
Okay.
Like,
Hey, we're in times now where you pick your family.
yeah, that's fair.
Basically.
But like if it's anywhere near Dallas or something like that, I definitely wouldn't mind there. Like that sounds like a pretty good pick. I feel like if it was on East Coast, I have no clue where it would be because I mean, sure, maybe it could be in the same place as Otakon because there was actually a PPG Digimon tournament there, so that could be possible. But I feel like Texas would definitely be more hype, and flying all the way out to LA, I feel like gatekeeps a lot of people on the East Coast because it's not just the flight you got to pay for; it's like the hotels and everything's way more expensive in Cali. So,
A car fight king said, "Fuck Dallas."
dang. Oh right, he's a what?
Yeah,
what are they called?
He's a commander.
He likes the team without a name because they're about to change their name again.
They are?
Yeah.
To what?
That way.
Since, what was the dude that beat AIDS?
Magic Johnson?
Come on, I know there you go. Magic Johnson bought the team, so they're talking about renaming the team again.
It's gonna be the Washington Magics. Watch. Go name it after himself.
We already got the Wizards. We got
we already got the Wizards.
That's what. I was just thinking the same thing. It's too much magic going on.
We already, but there's a Magic basketball team too, so they can't really. I think he did. I think he did play for the Magic. I forgot who Magic Johnson used to play for.
Call the New Redskins team the Republicans, bro.
Bro, I was about to. It's funny that y'all said Magic Johnson brought that team because like I was just about to make a pun about they don't even play Magic because they're called the Commanders, but then Magic Johnson bought it. Like what?
Oh shit, Carfight King.
No. Let's set this straight because Tig was extremely wrong. Josh Harris bought the team. Magic Johnson, who played for the Los Angeles Lakers, is a managing partner of the team. Let's just get that correct.
You have to get out of chat. Coming into
Look, all right, so I appreciate the correct, but I will rebuttal with they're still not gonna stay in the playoffs, so it doesn't really matter.
Damn.
We weren't even talking. You know what? This is a Digimon podcast. I'm not going to go off.
Podcast. So do you think...
I mean, we could. Technically, it's a podcast. We could make this about anything. It's a
no.
We're going to keep relevant Digimon.
If y'all want to start your own podcast, you go ahead and do that.
I can y'all just give me like 3 minutes? Just 3 minutes. I'll time you. 3 minutes of going back with football because I want to hear it personally.
Nah, do that.
I mean, there's not much else to say.
Nah, do that on your own time.
Okay.
Don't do that on my time.
Okay, maybe later.
Oh man, we have a okay. He's not a football fan. It's understandable.
I'm a football fan, but not on the Digimon podcast, which is what I'm here for.
Fair enough. So I'm gonna ask you, where do you want Nats to be personally?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Where do I personally want Nats to be?
Yeah.
Honestly,
there you go.
I would say give us an East Coast event, and I would say anywhere between Richmond and Philadelphia.
That was right.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind Baltimore Convention Center. I wouldn't mind Richmond, and the reason why is because I feel like the East, like literally, if you go up go up and down 95 between Richmond, Washington, Baltimore, Philadelphia, those are 4 big convention centers that are very drivable locations for people in the DMV, Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York area. And I just feel as if the East Coast doesn't get enough love when it comes to in-person events. It's all West Coast and Central. So I would prefer something on the East Coast.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That's a good point. I think we had Pokemon Worlds was in DC once, right? I think so.
Yes, Pokemon Worlds was in DC once. Yes.
So
a few years ago.
It was kind of
that was 2019, I think.
Yeah, it was right before COVID. Yeah.
I mean, but
it was good too. It was cool.
I mean, I love my city. I really do. I love DC so much. That's why I left. But anyway, I just have to say this. I really hate that fucking convention center, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. That don't. It's too many cuts in that motherfucker. Like it's like you have to go down like aisle B. And then aisle B splits into like 4 ways, and then from that 4-way split, it splits into 2 more ways. I can't stand that fucking convention.
It's center. Like 2 buildings. The convention center is like 2 buildings.
Yeah. It's like 2 buildings.
But that's actually
what, and that's actually what.
It actually makes it. I actually kind of like it like that because then you kind of have a separation of different events and stuff like that.
No,
I actually like the convention center.
I hate it so much.
It's not that bad.
The convention center I hated was the one that they held too many games con in Pennsylvania, in the King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. I did not like that convention center.
What was wrong with it?
It like they had rooms like you can section things off and whatnot, but like the bathrooms were placed in a very awkward space, and the way that you get around things, you have to go through like a bunch of doors, so it's like you're squeezing like a bunch of fish into a pack. It looks weird. It's just it was weird. I mean, the space was huge that we had. You know, it was cool and all. But the convention center was just kind of weird overall. But it was huge though.
Fair enough.
It was big.
How was Too Many
It's
Games?
fully
Always
designed.
wanted to go to Too Many Games. Was it cool? Like,
Yeah, I mean, it was cool. I mean, like I said, you know, Digimon Bandai likes to hide their tournaments inside of other conventions. So, you purchase your convention tickets and stuff, and then you pay for your regionals, and then when you go through, you know, you go through. You have to walk through the entire con because at least at the Too Many Games con, they had Digimon in the very far back room. So you know you got to walk through an entire convention before you get to the play area.
it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
At least it's
that's a no. It was cool. I mean, Too Many Games is pretty cool. You had a lot of retro stuff, a lot of you know, unique things that people made and whatnot, like a lot of trinkets that you would want to buy and whatnot. But it wasn't. It was a convention where you would go there to buy and sell, you know, games and other things like that. It's not something where, you know, there's like anime booths, you're taking pictures and
Yeah.
you know all that other stuff.
it's more like for retro gaming.
That's why you
I
go
got
to the
you.
convention.
Yeah. Not many people aren't really dressing up or anything. It's just a wheel and deal type of convention.
That's fine. Did they have better tables than the one at Otakon? Because I got tired of those Otakon lunch tables.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Still lunch table, but sturdier.
Sturdier lunch table.
Yeah,
You talking Dream Wizards or?
sturdier. Kind of like grit. Actually, their tables were comparable to Gritty's.
That's good, man.
Pretty
You
good
got some
table.
nice tables.
Gritty's got
Gritty
really
does
good
have
tables, man.
Gritty has good tables.
You know what I don't like about Gritty? I don't like those fucking like seats. They have like the leather.
The ones that
Yeah,
the ones that cup the ones that cup your
Damn,
butt.
I
Yeah.
swear to God, I hate them grip ass seats, bro. When are you guys getting some new seats?
Alex is
The new seats.
Yeah, right.
okay. Alex like it's not my job description.
Oh yeah, that's great. Alex, when can we petition for some new seats?
You could petition for some new seats. I can almost guarantee you that your petition will not be heard, but you're welcome to try.
They said this shit ain't even make it to the trash. This shit got left on the table.
Yo, spoken like a true DM. He said you can most certainly try.
Hey man, 7 years in the game.
Man, I want to ask y'all some more questions, bro. So, how y'all feeling RB1? I know a lot of people been kind of tapped out on Digimon recently for good reason. We're in a fucking like 4-month format right now, so it's kind of rough.
Are we getting the reprints in RB1?
We are getting.
Yep,
reprints.
that's why I got
Oh,
pushed
okay.
back so far back.
Got you.
Otherwise,
Getting
I had RB already.
Okay, well I sleep. I still sleep RB1. So
But
Yeah, I was about to say, I think RB1 is like a cool little like thing for anyone who wants to play like Gamamon and Goramon or Jellymon. But otherwise, I think like mostly everyone else is asleep, unless like somehow one of those decks pops off, you gotta account for it in the meta shifts. But otherwise, I don't think it's gonna impact things.
I feel like
I think
Gamamon is well
Gamamon.
positioned
Yeah,
to do some work.
yeah. I think Gamamon's pretty decent.
Yeah.
yeah, they finally get an actual like top end for once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know, bro. I don't know how I feel about RB1. I think it's a good set, but it's just
It's a catch-up set. It's a
Yeah.
set for people who missed out on things in the past and don't want to pay for things now. You know, don't want to pay for things. Would like a reprint of a card that they would have to otherwise just order off of TCG Player.
that is true. And also, every card in that set I heard was going to be foil.
Yeah. So it's also cool because a lot of the older rares and things like that didn't come foil, so now you have a chance to kind of like foil out cards that you if there's stuff that you're still using to this day, stuff to change to do that.
Like Weedmon. I can't wait to get my foil Weedmon. So excited.
For Grandis?
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm telling you, that
do I finally get a proper foil Lady Devimon?
Actually, yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, actually,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
With the original art and everything.
Oh man, I guess I got to go back into Digimon. So
no, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're right.
No, you're not.
I'm be honest. Yeah, I'm burnt out.
And that's valid.
I need a break.
Bro. That's valid. That's perfectly fine.
What do you mean you need a break? You've been taking a break.
Still need a longer break.
Some people take longer breaks than others, Clay. You gotta leave them alone.
This man's been on break since BT. You've been on break since 2021.
I actually might have to. What you talking about, man? I was hard into it. We started the Drakes in 2021, or was it 22? No, it was 21.
We started the Drakes in 2011, but that's a different conversation.
Well, that's random game corner now. We rebranded to the Drakes in 2021.
Swear to God.
Tig, you're one of a kind, Tig. You are one of a kind.
Of course I am. That's why I'm great.
That's why we had to get him on a podcast tonight. I thought tonight was the night that we finally after all this time, getting the Ghost Drake on a podcast.
That's actually pretty much the second appearance on the
oh yeah, you had that deck profile that
hey Brad.
Sorry God. Nah,
I still stand by that deck profile. I probably still use that deck profile to 15.
Jesus.
BT 15. That means.
I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about RB1. It's cool, but
if you don't
let's be honest, Digimon is starting to get a little bit expensive.
RB1 doesn't really do anything for you.
It's just like, remember when we were in like EX3 format for like 8 months? That's what it kind of feels like right now.
Yeah, we're in BT 13. RB1's gonna be BT 13.1. With the starter decks, it's gonna be BT 13 Dream Drop Distance.
Oh shit! I swear to God, BT 13 358 days over 2.
Yeah, BT 13 Chain of Memories.
God, man, I just like.
I think one of the other things about these BT 13 subsets, I'll call them, is like, unlike EX3, like I think with Lorcana being out and everything and all these other card games and all that good stuff, everyone's kind of like dipping back and forth in between that and Digimon, or at least I know like I am and Dorian is. Like, what about you guys? Like, are y'all about to also be dipping in and out of Digimon with other card games while we're kind of in the BT 14 waiting room?
I mean, I'm in the BT 15 waiting room, so I'm not even during BT 14. I'll probably come back for a couple events, but I'm going to be downsizing, obviously, because the TCG market is super oversaturated, and I have poor impulse control, so I'm trying a bunch of them. And because I'm trying all these different card games, I'm having an appreciation for what Digimon isn't offering, and so I'm enjoying the Digimon break. I can never put Digimon down permanently, but the break's really nice, and if anybody's looking for some decks, I'll be trimming down my deck count very soon.
Fair enough. How about you, Clay? What have you been like doing? I know you've been playing a lot of Shadowverse. You tried Lorcana yet?
Well, Alex banned me from buying Lorcana.
I did not ban
you did ban me. You said I couldn't do it. You didn't. You banned me from doing it.
He's just being light skinned.
Oh, excuse
story? I need to hear.
Okay, so I have bad impulse control as well, and a new game. Lorcana was a new game. I was not interested in the game. Then Alex let me, play the game with me with the starter decks. I literally learned the game halfway through. And I was having fun playing it, and I like Disney. I like the nostalgia with the Lion King and stuff, aesthetically. And then he was like, "No, don't buy boxes. We can we can build decks, but don't buy boxes because the last time I I lost control was when I tried to start up a My Hero Academia community at Gritty, and I bought like a case and like a case and a half or whatever it is, and that game like died, within a matter of a month or so. Um, so in an effort for me not to do anything, I chose to listen for once and not buy boxes. And Alex said, "Don't buy, don't buy." And I was like, "Okay," but I consider it a ban. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah, you see, you heard that end part, right? He considered it a ban.
And it's a ban if you say it because you're the manager, so I win.
Damn.
But
Oh, wait, you
So-
win
Yeah,
because
you are
you're
the manager,
banned?
so you can
Yeah.
No, I will
literally stop
say
him from buying stuff.
when I absolutely adore Shadowverse, so there's not really much to say there. Lorcana, while everybody was hyping up Lorcana, because it's Disney and because it's a new card game, I initially wrote it off because watching the gameplay from people that printed proxies, gameplay looked super boring. It looked like they didn't really interact with each other's boards. They just turned their cards sideways, and whoever went first and established a more dominant board presence, they won. So it looked really boring. There was enough people that tried it at either Gen Con or after Gen Con whose card game perspective I respect, who were telling me that it was fun and enjoyable. So I was like, okay, I gave One Piece a try, even though I don't like One Piece. So if I like Disney, why am I not giving this a fair shot? So I picked up starter decks. It's part of my job to know the games anyway. So I was like, yeah, I'll just learn it and whatnot. And so I did some demos. The gameplay was actually enjoyable, and so I was like, okay, I'll buy a box. And the box that I had the enchanted rare. Is that what they're called? Enchanted.
yeah, Enchanted Rare, yeah.
It had the enchanted rare Bell, or no, not Bell, Aurora, and Clay is the one that opened it out of my box from one of the packs, and you could just see his face glow when he opened it. And then he did that little thinking face that he did, and I'm like, no, don't.
Yeah, because Dorian
Because
opened up.
once he makes that thinking face, he just starts willy-nilly swiping his card. And then you'll hear about it like as you're walking out the door. He's like, I think I went overboard. He's like, and then you have to deal with the after impulse Clay, which is, oh, I regret this. Oh, I regret this. Oh my God, I regret this. And I didn't feel like dealing with that. So I told him no.
Listen, it's not my fault. Hey.
It's okay. We all got demons, Clay. Don't feel bad, bro.
Yes.
Yeah,
See, with my impulse control, I have terrible impulse control, but I won't sit there and regret it. I'll just be like, damn, I fucked up. Oh well. Moving on.
Nope, I will regret. But to your question, Arcane, to your question, I feel as if like between this year and actually next year too, because there's like a bunch of new TCGs that are supposed to be dropping next year as well. I feel like during like how like because TJ was like, oh yeah, EX3 was so long, and I was like it's funny, a lot of new TCGs are coming out during these really long break periods in between Digimon's main sets. Like when like One Piece dropped in between EX3 and BT11. And then that because of that, it was like, all right, well, there's no more nationals going on. There's no more qualifiers, anything like that. There's really nothing to play for in Digimon. So One Piece comes out, it's a huge IP, but everybody gets into it and plays it, and then they start to like it. So then once you start playing a new TCG, your interests start to change a little bit. You could be a stickler for Digimon, but you're going to be playing this game a little bit more. It's a new game, it's fresh on the horizon. It's like you walk into an area and you're just trying to discover the land. So it's like, hey, look, a new TCG came in, so then One Piece took off. Digimon comes back, but not as strong as it probably was before then. And then now, like throughout this year, like for me, Shadowverse came out. I love Shadowverse. And they've already got regional qualifiers all throughout August. So we've been going to that. They have their organized play stuff, even though it's terrible out. So Shadowverse was something I was focusing on a lot. And then with I don't know what the other game was, but like One Piece seems to be a game where a lot of people like it, and most of the people that play One Piece kind of just stay in One Piece. So it's kind of hard for them to get back to Digimon. But like with what Dread said, with playing other TCGs and other games, you do start to appreciate what the organizers do for that game as opposed to what we're getting for Digimon. Um, I like playing in the regionals. I like streaming the regional runs and things like that, but I don't get anything out of it. Like if you don't make top 16, they've to me they've devalued the meaning of making top 32 so bad. And like Alex has always said, why not give the ultimate cup prizing for regionals or just combine the two? Because when we get our regional participation packs and stuff like that, it's just alternate backgrounds to a card to where 90% of the cards you get are no longer relevant. They're old cards that are unused, that they're just going to sit in a binder or sit in a box for the remainder of their time in Digimon, it feels like. And so I don't feel like there's any big incentive to play. And like I said, and then there's also like the break period between main sets. You have other games coming out, you're trying other things, your interests start to change, or whatnot. And then when the next Digimon set comes out, at that point, do you care?
That's fair.
Do you really care? The whole store championship thing, I didn't even know. Like last Sunday was store championships. I didn't even know it was store championships. I thought it was just a regular locals, like just Jared was like, yeah, let's go play some Digimon today. Like, okay, cool. And I thought it was a regular. No, it was store champs. And I do, I don't care about Ordine. Ordine sucks. Ordine sucks in my opinion. It's for a deck that's no longer being played. So whatever, winning that's not gonna. But I'm just like, store champs not giving out invites, cool. But we don't have enough invite events, and again, making top 32 at an event doesn't mean anything anymore. So I don't know. It's just I'm in a very weird place with Digimon. Also, the fact that I feel like there are a lot of times where you're losing to game rules and making the right plays and actually winning because you make the right plays, and that's been tilting me lately.
Yeah, it is kind of tough because Locana came out and like most of you guys, I wrote it off as like a joke, just saying Goof Troop Control, Jack Skeleton Turbo. Remember we were saying that shit? We spent 4 hours just naming fucking decks, but then I played it. And I was like, actually, this is like Magic.
Like, actually,
it's like they fixed all the problems with Magic the Gathering. Magic the Gathering is a very old ass game.
It's literally Magic the Gathering for kids.
Yeah, it's literally what it is, and that makes it better because I can relate to shit. I can't relate to fucking Gygax, Polyhedral, fucking the Earthbringer, but I can relate to Simba. I remember that shit. I can't vibe with Magic the Gathering, bro. It's just rough.
So I'm gonna kind of piggyback off of what Clay was saying. Not even. I'm gonna differentiate from it a little bit though. When I was talking about how like you appreciate what Digimon isn't doing, I wasn't even talking about organized play necessarily, because no matter what company it is, there's no company that has organized play 100%, like with
Down pat.
100% satisfaction.
Yeah.
Mostly because like they don't really care. Companies just want to sell their product. Organized play is just a way to sell their product. So if there's people unhappy with it, they're not really gonna go out of their way to try to fix it because the organized play isn't what's making them the money. That's just a sad reality. But mechanically, Digimon, there's times in Digimon where you just can't play the game. And when you're in love with Digimon, you don't really see it as often. But once you start playing other games, that's when you really start to see it. Like that box tournament that we had, and I played Mirage Galgamon. There was one game where I didn't see a level 3 or a level 6, and I'm playing against Beelzemon. I'm like, I have a 4 and a 5, and I could throw out this 4, but I'm against Beelzemon. So they're giving me 1. I throw out a 4 for 5, give them 4 memory. They just Death Slinger it away and keep it moving, and they get to keep their turn. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I just passed my turn for 3 turns in a row, and they're doing all the setup in the world, and I'm just sitting there watching while I'm twiddling my thumbs. And honestly, that was a big killer for me after that box tournament. I have not touched Digimon since then because there was, out of the 5 rounds that we played, I got to do what my deck was supposed to do in 2 of those rounds.
And do you think that's mostly because of the game itself?
It's the game itself, really, and like the nature of the format. I'm not really gonna say like it's bad, but
it's bad enough.
I'm just gonna say you can appreciate how other games go about their games mechanically. Like one of the things we're kind of fixed between Magic or using Magic's mana system. When you're playing Magic, you need specific colored lands in order to play these creatures. You need to pay these costs. So there's times where you're playing Magic and you draw your hand. If you're playing a 2-color deck, you draw 1 color and 1 color only, and you're just like, oh, well, I guess I can't play the game. Or Kana took a different spin on that. Like, okay, we're going to still go with a mana-based system, but we're going to make it all colorless. You put it face down, and you can play whatever color you want as long as you can pay the cost. So it's just something, it's different, and it's just something to appreciate.
Honestly, because sometimes in Digimon, I feel like sometimes we need like a separate deck, kind of like how Vanguard has, where you could just like just 3, 4, 5, 6, and you could just pull upon that when you're missing a piece for your line.
No,
but I know that'll be too busted.
That would get you crazy.
That'll be too busted. Yeah, but it's But sometimes
let's not do that. There's nothing wrong with Digimon. It's just sometimes you just have a bad day. You have bad RNG. There's not really much you can do to fix it.
That is true.
It just happens, and sometimes that's just enough for you to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna put this down for a bit, come back to it, or not. It all depends on how much you actually love the game.
I get you. Anybody want to piggyback off that statement?
No, I think that was honestly just really well said, especially the point of when you play other card games and then it's like you kind of appreciate what they're doing because it's like, oh, in this card game when I attack, I don't have to worry about like as I attack something, a random removal option is just going to kill it because I'm not checking security. I'm, let's say, dealing damage to someone else's Pokemon or I'm questing, right? So it's like you have that. And then it also, I don't know, for me personally, it also makes me appreciate other card games in general, right? Because it's like, on one hand, I went to Digimon and I'm like, oh, I don't have to worry about my stuff getting countered. And I really like that, but at the same time, it's like, but if I did have instance or some type of interaction during my opponent's turn, that'd be good, which is where Blast Ace comes into play, right? Like, I like how Digimon is kind of like piece by piece, like developing more and more. Because I think VT14 and 15, I think are starting to be like they're still archetype focused, but it seems like a lot of the effects are still general enough to where it feels I don't know. It feels a little more fluid in my opinion, and I feel like that's what I'm looking forward to the most. But I mean, to Alex's point, I'm appreciating that even more as I'm like testing out Lorcana, as I'm going on Pokemon TCG Live, and it's like, yeah, when I start to look back at Digimon, it's like, okay, the things that kind of made me want to put it down for a little bit, it's like, all right, that's wearing off a bit. So I'm really enjoying that. So I agree.
Oh, there is one more thing I did want to touch on for Digimon that I know Clay can heavily relate to, in terms of like why we love Shadowverse so much, besides it being the IP that it is. We were so Shadowverse is a Japanese card game, just like Digimon is. So we get to see everything months, almost years later. In fact, Shadowverse is so much further ahead than Digimon is. Where Digimon, we're what, a set and a half behind?
Yeah, about actually
because they're going into 15, we're going into 13, so we're like 2 sets behind.
Yeah, they just got EX5.
Yeah.
So Shadowverse is going into 7, and we're going into 2, and we're going into set 2.
Damn.
But we can see, just like with Digimon, if you spend enough time on the internet, especially on Twitter, you can see deck lists from the home location, I guess. You can see the Japanese list. And one of the things that we loved about Shadowverse is we're looking at these decks that are winning in the format of 6 to 7, that are playing cards from the starter decks. And like, we actually counted one of the 40 card decks that was in set 6 was running 20 cards from the starter deck in set 1. That's not really something you see in Digimon. Like, take Beelzemon, for example. Beelzemon is a deck that we got in BT 1.0, BT 2 in Japan. And Clay went out of his way to get all of the alt arts when they came out, because he's like, I love Beelzemon. This is a deck that I know I'm going to be playing going into the future. The advanced deck came, or EX3 came. Was it 3? No, EX2 came out.
EX2.
They finally gave Beelzemon an identity, and it was vastly different than the stuff that he got in 1.0, but you could still use the stuff from 1.0. Now here comes the advanced deck, and the advanced deck throws away all of the cards that you picked up in 1.0. And so you kind of feel like you get burned trying to stick to a certain Digimon, a certain archetype, alt-arting, things like that, because once the new wave comes out, you're throwing all of that away. And then you can't even move it because nobody else is going to be playing it, so the value diminishes tremendously, and now you're stuck with very pretty alt arts in a binder that's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, it is rough. And that's one thing I did notice about Digimon is like there's nothing in the newer sets that makes you dig through your bulk like that to try to like
it might make you dig for like 1 or 2 cards, right. But like, take EX5 for example. EX5, I'm like, okay, I could bring back Melga, and I'm looking at the stuff coming in EX5, and I'm just like, they have the new X antibody stuff. I'm like, okay, well, this new X antibody stuff is just better than the old ones.
Yeah.
So I guess my alt art Gabumon X's are just going in the trash, I guess.
It is wild.
And that's not even BT15. So what's BT15 going to do to the deck?
I don't know. I'm scared though, because whatever support you guys get in BT15 is going to set that deck off. Honestly,
I can't wait to go back into BT 9.
It feels
Part
like
2.
Feels like no matter how far we go ahead, we always go back to BT9 in some way, dude. It just never fucking.
BT9 Part 2.
It's like, did you say BT15? You mean BT 9.15? It's like, oh god.
I can't wait. I put Melga down for too long now. I miss him so much. I miss the good boy.
And it's funny that you bring that up because it's like Digimon goes in waves, right? It's like some formats, Control is really good. Some formats, OTK is really good. And they just keep kind of like cycling between that. I feel like now, though, they started to drift away from just having like archetypes and are focusing more on like generic, just good stuff.
Yeah, the new developers are doing a really good job. BT14 is where the new developers started, and you could feel the power difference between BT13 and BT14. BT14 doesn't really have a lot of like power in it, but it adds consistency to already existing decks, and you could see where they're starting to flesh out different things. Like, oh, we're gonna give D Brigade this entirely new playstyle. Oh, hey, let's start supporting vaccines, data. I can't wait to see what data and virus support is going to look like. That's going to be something exciting to look forward to.
Dark Animals with Lugamon.
Yeah, exactly. So they're starting to stray away from what the old developers were doing and are taking a new spin on it that looks really refreshing.
I guess
I'll still sleep till 15, but I'll be like Squidward when he was watching SpongeBob and Patrick run around in the yard from the window.
Well, and also the thing that I was like saying, like exactly that Shadowverse, like you said, that I have a card called Merlin. I'm still using Merlin in set 6 as they're going into set 7. I'm still using cards from there, and I get more longevity out of out of the stuff I buy and purchase and whatnot and cards. And I just feel like with Digimon, like the new group takes over, they're getting more stuff, but like for instance, Spider-Man alt-arted his Ravemon deck. I got most of the deck alt-arted myself outside of burst mode. Are we going to see any more support for Ravemon? Probably not. Not in the near future. No. I will love. Beelstar is my absolute favorite thing to play. The favorite style of play, spell sling and all that other stuff. But I've tried using the mill engine that you get with the starter deck. I tried using, the traditional way that we've been playing before. I tried using the Gizamon engine that Belfamon gets, but the inherent core of the deck and what it wants to do is just way too slow, and we haven't gotten any updates or upgrades to where the core of the deck speed of, like, the last time I was able to actually play Beelstar successfully was really, I want to say BT11. For me it was BT9 around then, because with the Alphamon format, like, Beelstar was still a pretty strong deck. But like I think BT11, when a dude named Dashi won a Texas regional with Beelstar. But like the archetype is just so outdated, and I just haven't felt as if they've really tried to. If you're gonna make everything about archetypes, then do more with archetypes, not put all of your love into the freaking Royal Knights every set. To me, I know it's not every set, but it felt like every set it felt like a Royal Knight X antibody. Like, that's what we've been dealing with for like the longest time, and everything else
since BT9 we've been getting at least one X antibody and at least one Royal Knight.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sick of.
Or a Greymon.
Or freaking Greymon. I mean, Greymon has in support, and the other support too. I know it's a fan favorite, but like Machine Dramon too. Every time Greymon gets support, Machine Dramon gets support. Machine Dramon's been getting support since EX1. Literally every set, it gets a little bit of something.
It gets stronger.
Which is fine. Which is fine. And but that's the type. But if Machine Dramon, that's the type of thing that I would wanted to see from like other decks, is that they're getting support, every set, not like everyone's complaining about Shine Greymon and BT12 Marcus. I'm like, Shine Greymon's been dormant since spring of 2021. Okay, you haven't seen it to them, but Shine Greymon gets a brand new like style of play. They completely changed the style of play.
That throws out all of the old stuff, by the way.
It throws out everything old, and then now it's like, oh, well, Marcus can do the yes. The deck does you get a free Digivolve by swinging with a tamer.
All right, so here's what I think. I think that Digimon has, because it's so vast between the anime, the video games, the mangas, even fan fictions, like Bielstar. Bielstar was somebody's fan-made Digimon that they were just like, hey, that's a cool concept. Let's make it real.
Basically.
Omekamon, the little white Digimon from the Royal Knights, that was a fan-made Digimon. Like, I think that they're spreading themselves too thin because they have so much to support. Because look at Crossheart. Crossheart got, 3 back-to-back sets of support, and we are never going to see Crossheart again for, probably another year and a half.
Yeah.
But they have so much other stuff that they could touch on because they didn't. There's still forms from the anime that they never showed. The manga had a bunch of forms that never made it into the anime that people want to see.
Yeah.
But because there's so much that they have to touch on, and because they're releasing new stuff every couple months, every year, we're going to see the more recent stuff because they're like, oh, well, people are watching this anime series. People are watching this movie. We're going to see 0-2 movie support before we see support for older decks, just because that's what people are watching. So they want to capitalize on where people's eyes are at.
That's true. I honestly wish they would kind of take a page out of Yu-Gi-Oh's book a little bit when it comes to developing sets. Like in your core set, you get a whole new archetype, but sprinkled within that core set, you might get just a couple of cards that could help out older archetypes. Like, let's say in the DT16 or something, there was just a one-off purple option that was a Bielstar memory boost or some shit, where it's main, you get to pop either a level 6 or a 5 or lower or some shit. You could pop a Digimon, and then it has a delay effect where you could play a Bielstar for reduced cost of 5. You know that? Something simple like that would just, and it's a 7 cost.
I get
That's
what you're
beautiful.
saying.
Yeah.
It seems kind of like they're doing that with 14 and 15, like how Lugamon was Dark Animal support that indirectly supported Dark Dramon decks. Zixxsa.
Yep. Freaking Grand Dracmon.
And with 15, with the new Dark Master support, the Seedramon support, it's dark. It's for a Dark Master's deck, but I saw those things and I instantly thought of Fish Control.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, by the way.
Yeah.
That clause where it's oh, you can only Digivolve into a white Digimon. I'm like, oh.
Oh, no, I honestly don't care because you could still play it and you could still, because there's so much stuff that tucks just a blue Digimon, you can still get it under Aegistramon anyway. So the clause is there to stop me from being too powerful.
It's making you creative, right?
Nerf me before I get to running, because they know if I get to running, I'm not stopping.
Honestly, yeah, I think the new designers are doing a great job. Honestly, they're breathing a little bit of life into the game, but we'll see how that goes.
I'm looking forward to what the new designers are doing. Hopefully, they keep up the good work and they don't just fall into a lull like most designers do. Listening to the community would be a very good thing for them to do. Cough, cough, Bandai. You need a community manager.
And get Jackson there.
They need a team that listens to the community, because no one knows what the community wants more than the community. And I feel like from a company and developer standpoint, you don't hear what the community wants when you're up that high.
That's true.
They need somebody with their ear to the ground.
I agree. Well, that's been about the podcast there. Anybody's got any closing remarks they wanted to add? Any questions? Anything?
I'm sleep until EX5, but once EX5 rolls up, Melga solos, that's it for me.
Anybody else want to add anything?
I'll say it's upcoming Tuesday. Check back out our Twitch because we'll be streaming the Invitational,
There you
the
go.
Bombshell finale. So come on through for that.
Yes, sir. A BlackTig, would you like to add anything?
Oh no, I'll be back next season.
All right. Carfight King, would you like to add anything?
Oh yeah, the special guest for today, Car Fighting.
Really, Tig?
You're the special
Man,
guest.
look, man, I
Right,
try
I
to do
know,
something
right?
extra for you. I thought I was doing something. You know what? See, this is why
You're
I
the
come back.
special guest.
I'm the ghost admin. I've always been here. You just never saw me.
No, you're the special admin.
Tig Phantom.
Second.
BlackTig Phantom.
That BlackTig Phantom.
Ooh. It's time to ditch the live and go for Phantom. I like it.
Right?
Back
Hey, I can work with that. BlackTig Phantom. All right,
BlackTig
I'm gonna workshop
Yeah,
that.
that sounds pretty
It
dope.
doesn't
Actually.
roll off the tongue like BlackTig Live, but I'm gonna workshop it.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for the podcast. Thank you all so much for watching and take care. Peace.